I can't believe we're talking about Ghost of Yotei again, guys. There's a whole bunch of Sony ponies out there that are calling Ghost of Yotei a massive win, but the numbers, whether you want to believe them or not, Circana cult, the numbers tell a very different story. There's been misleading charts out there that leave millions left on the table because they don't include digital sales or Nintendo Switch sales, and it's a whole bunch of variables that are left out that, of course, your little game starring the Ghost of Yotei's Erika Ishii is going to be number 2 because you have all the rest of the games that came out in the month of October not in there. There's not one single Nintendo game on there that obviously probably sold more. There's not any other kind of games because you have Battlefield 6 at number 1, Yotei at number 2, and I guarantee you the spot between 1 and 2 is millions more copies sold. But anyways, this so-called success might actually be a flop. In fact, even if it sold a good amount of copies, there's no way that it sold as much as Ghost of Tsushima did. Not even past the expectations for what they wanted, but people don't want to hear that story. We're going to go ahead and break down what the Circana sales rankings don't tell you, because they're not telling you a lot. And Sony is obviously quietly worried about this. We're going to talk about why, and why the 10th best-selling game of the year headline is dangerously misleading. But before we get to that, make sure you smack that subscription button like you're Ike Turner, because what's love got to do with it? Wait, that's Whitney Houston. But either way, it's free to subscribe. Also hit that like. Let's talk, guys. So the latest sales numbers for Ghost of Yotei, and yeah, it's not looking good. Again, Sony fans, for some reason, you're completely misreading them. You're not looking at the fine print. You're not looking at the fine details. Circana, which has been a topic of discussion since the Smash JT, Colin Moriarty fiasco, they released their rankings, and as always, the internet's going nuts. You hear the usual, oh, well, Ghost of Tsushima, Yotei is the 10th best-selling game of the year, and people are immediately jumping on this defense force for it. If you dare say one bad thing, we'll see them in the comments. You say one bad thing about it, they're going to freak out. This chart, like I said, is full of caveats, missing context, exclusions that completely warp the story. First of all, like I said, these don't include digital sales from Nintendo or Xbox. They ignore cheaper indie titles that sell huge numbers. So basically, if you try to treat this as a win, you're ignoring half the market, even though people like Colin want to say, oh, it's the gold standard. Shut the fuck up, all right, you little fag. This means nothing. This is all just numbers that are skewed around to make games look better. They're paid. It's like marketing. It's another like marketing PR firm for companies to look better than what they're doing. That's what Circana does for them, all right? Sony fans are somehow running with this like it's a victory lap when it's not, because the reality is Yotei underperformed the expectations, guys. It underperformed. There's no way around that, okay? Like I said, sure, it sold well, but nowhere near what it could have had if Sony would have just taken the franchise in a direction that the fan base was asking for, which was for Jin Sakai's story to continue. Being 10th best on a flawed chart doesn't magically erase that fact that the goodwill that you took away from the faithful fan base has been gone. You lost that lovely feeling, all right? Like that song says, you've lost that lovely feeling. You lost it, Sony. Behind closed doors, Sony's not celebrating, guys. They're not yucking it up. They're not popping champagne open. All right? Face the facts, guys. Sony's not celebrating this game. They're doing damage control in every way that they can. Using Circana charts, you name it. Where's the social media tweets out praising the game sales? Where are they at? Millions of dollars were left on the fucking table. The executives know it. The shill media knows it. And you know it. To put it in perspective, let's go back to Battlefield 6, right? It just released, and it's already practically the best-selling game of 2025, even beating out Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which has its own issues like Yotei. Meanwhile, Yotei is being hyped as this massive win, when in reality, it's trailing behind several big releases, such as Nintendo heavy hitters, like I mentioned. You're telling me it sold better than Mario Kart World at this point? Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, all right? And then there's indie games out there that have been crushing it, like Arc Raiders, That game's crushing it, even though that's more of like a double A. I wouldn't exactly call that an indie, but it's a lot smaller of a budget than what Yotei had. And you're telling me that Yotei was a success and made its budget back? Ain't no way. Ain't no way that this game has sold enough copies to make its budget back. This whole idea and concept that it's a success is literal glazing, guys. Because every single table that you see of 2025 game sales has some kind of weird misinformation on it, weird inaccurate count, some kind of caveat, like I said. The story's clear, guys. Relative to its potential, Yotei underdelivered. Even if it sold well, it underdelivered. They're not looking to sell well. They're not looking to do good. They want excellent. Sony wanted this to surpass Ghost of Tsushima. Okay, so yeah, they're going to technically still call it a success on paper, selling over 3 million units in a month for a mid-budget title. It's technically impressive. Good on them, right? But again, it ignores what the franchise could have achieved. And that's not goalpost moving. That's a fucking opinion, and it's not fucking wrong. Are you seriously going to sit here and tell me that the game would have did better the way that they chose than if they would have stuck with Jin Sakai and did what the fan base wanted? Fuck no, it wouldn't. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. Ghost of Tsushima had a stronger fan reception. It had far less controversy behind it. Yotei didn't just meet expectations. It fell short of every single one, guys. Yet you have journalists, you have influencers presenting this as a triumph. If you go onto Twitter, you see everybody that has to fucking quote tweet or reply to Smash JT because he dared challenge the narrative anytime that something comes up about Yotei that they could twist into some kind of W. You guys are rent-free. He's rent-free in your fucking heads. All right, so Colin, Matt, Paul Tassi, they're all running these numbers like it's a proof of victory, conveniently ignoring the missing data, conveniently ignoring the asterisks. It's the 10th best-selling claim, and it's technically true, but only if you remove the Nintendo titles, again, the indie titles, the digital sales. That's not a win. It's literally cherry picking. It'd be like if I'm like, oh, I sold the most cheeseburgers at McDonald's, and it was in a city that didn't include a Dairy Queen and a Burger King. So of course, if you're if you're cherry picking everything and some kind of accurate stat, the whole concept is so stupid. It's literally cherry picking. It's saying that you're the best when there was no competition. Like what I was trying to get with my analogy is, if I'm selling McDonald's hamburgers and there's no hamburger competition next to me, of course I'm going to be doing the best. Just like if you have a video game and you're not using Nintendo, digital, or indie, of course your game's going to go up there. But here's the kicker, okay? The attachment rate on PlayStation 5 is low. The sales are slipping faster than 8-Bit Eric on a Game Chaser Season 2 episode about a top loader. Ghost of Yotei is already being surpassed by GTA 5, a decade-old game. Free-to-play hits like Fortnite, even Minecraft. This supposed victory is starting to look more like a flop, guys. It's like a slow-burning flop. So why does this matter to you? Why does it care? The game's good. I enjoyed it. I played it. I'm autistic. It's because it highlights how easily the gaming sales data can be manipulated to tell you a story that benefits a publisher, and that's what Circana is doing. How can you guys not see that? Headlines like 10th best-selling game of the year don't tell the whole picture. Fans are getting misled, investors are getting misled, and the narrative around a franchise can be distorted completely. And that's what's going on here. The lesson here is always dig deeper than the top line numbers. Look into it, check the exclusions, compare against potential sales, not just raw placement, and don't fall for the hype pushed by those invested in making a flop look like a win. Don't fall for the shill media. Don't do any of that. Now, Yotei is far from a disaster, but it's also far from a victory like some are claiming and some are leading you to believe, and Sony knows it. At the end of the day, Sony fucking knows it, guys. So, the full story in this whole situation is crucial. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, make sure you hit that subscription button because I'm sure we're going to be talking about Yotei and other things to bitch about. I upload daily. Love for you guys to be here. I'm on the road to 100,000 subscribers. I will see you on the next one, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Take care and peace out. Love you. I miss you. You haven't lost that lovely feeling. Anyways, I'm waiting 4 more seconds to make this video 10 minutes. Yep, the grift. I'm just joking.